Welcome to part two. Part two was a little crazier, but not so bad. Let me move these out of the way real quick. We got this extra something. Look, get the common denominator for all fractions, however you want to do it. We're actually going to um, take fraction plus fraction, like we always have, because that's familiar to us. Fraction plus fraction, and turn it into a single fraction, and then we'll have fraction equals fraction. And I know I said fraction a lot, but once we do that, um, you notice I have this crossed out because when you cross multiply and then put this on the bottom, these are the same. And I brought over here, I said, look, 5/7 equals x plus 8 or x over 8 plus 3 over 8. I said, do these 8s even matter? Could I change these to 10 and not affect x? And they're like, yeah. So I was like, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Solve for the numerators only. Well, that's because it doesn't matter what your denominator in. They could be apple, apple, and apple, but I'm still looking for x plus 3 to get 7. So that's what we do here. Once we kind of set everything up, we have fraction equals, it's a big fraction or whatever. If my denominators match, which they should on crazy stuff like this, if my denominators match exactly, they have to be exact. If this was anything other than a 1, unless it was shown up over here also, well, we couldn't do it. Like if this said 16, we couldn't do it. We can make it to where it would, but right off the bat we couldn't. But once that's gone, then you really just look at the top fraction and combine like terms and finish solving. We get x equals 2, except we can't use x equals 2 because 2, yeah. 3 times 2 gives me 6. 2 minus 2 makes this a 0 since we can't divide. And we have a divide by 0 here. We would get undefined equals 1 plus undefined. Like we actually don't have a solution. Like there's nothing we could plug into x that will make these equal. It's just not possible. So on that one, we had no solution. Please, please, please double check your answers. Here's another one, except we did just kind of fraction plus fraction on both sides. That's why these kind of look crazy. But my denominators were 1x for both of these because I said any negative or whatever, let's put it with the top. So I treated this as negative 15. I treated this as negative 4 or minus 4, whatever. Put those on top, distribute, or really that's just multiply, and I put them all together and then started moving stuff around. I needed to solve for x. I got x equals negative 3. I just have to plug it back in. Negative 15 over negative 3 minus 4, and 6 over negative 3. Well, that's 5, because negative over negative is positive. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 5 minus 4 equals 1, and negative 2 plus 3 equals 1. So they equal the same thing, which means that solution was okay. Again, fraction equals fraction, and I got here, and I said, hey, our denominators, are they the same? And most of them were like, no. And then usually in my classes, there's one like, well, wait a minute. X squared minus 4 is x plus 2x minus 2, because that's the difference of squares. So yeah, actually they are the same. Said fantastic, mark them out, and just deal with the top. Solve, 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 solve. Again, we get another quadratic, which we could do it this way and get quadratic formula, which is fantastic if that's what you want to do. This one wasn't too crazy hard to factor. Negative 18 and 7, that's 9 minus 2. So 3x over 9 is like x over 3. So x plus 3 equals 0. X equals negative 3. And then 3x minus 2, we do get a fraction. So if you would have done it this way, you would have gotten like 0.66667. But we know that that's 2/3. So I did say you could get fractions doing this, but they will be nice, pretty fractions. They won't be anything crazy decimal-wise. If this all looks foreign to you, like the first 4 videos of this playlist, factor and FOIL, you need to just go remind yourself how to do it. Here's one more. And again, they're going to make it to where, you want to know what? You know what this is? We have 2 answers, negative 3 and 2/3, and we have to check them. So here's plugging in negative 3. I simplify this side to be 4/5, and 9 minus 4 is 5, so 4/5, like they both equal the same thing. Did the same thing with the fraction, and oh my gosh, this one was so much harder, but we let the calculator, once I got to the purple, we really just let the calculator kind of do its thing. And I think on both of these, we got like negative 1.125. And we got them on both. So they do equal. Both of these solutions are good. I'm really sorry that this one was ugly. It was not fun to do by hand. And like I said, I got to about this point, and I was like, oh man, I really don't want to have to like flip the fraction, then multiply, and then have another like fraction plus fraction. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. 2 divided by this fraction plus 1 divided by this fraction equals. And I did 4 divided by, and I didn't even get the fraction button in my calculator. I just said divide, -4 divided by 3, and got decimals. And if they have the same decimal, then they are equal, which is what I did. But it was nasty. I know. I'm really sorry. These do take a little bit longer because you're checking answers and they're a little more complicated, but there were only a few problems. So hopefully this isn't too bad. I know I go really fast on these videos, but this is the last of chapter 7. We are on to sequences and series after this. Watch these videos as many times as you